What's up guys? So you have a brand new iPhone 15 Pro series smartphone, and you might be thinking which telescopic USB-C game controller will actually work with the iPhone 15 Pro's new USB-C port. Now, quick reminder, all the controllers you're about to see were predominantly designed to work with Android only via a Type-C connection. And in this video, I will show you exactly which controller works best with the iPhone 15 Pro, and the same will apply to the Pro Max model. So I will present this as a top 5. So my least favorite controller at number 5, and my favorite and the absolute best telescopic USB game controller at number 1. So at number 5, we have the Gamesir X2 controller. Originally launched in 2021 and currently costs around £50 on Amazon. It has a flexible Type-C connector. It's of course extendable to fit bigger phones. You have standard micro switch style triggers, soft rubber grips on the back. So let me show you how it fits. So Type-C connector. So as you can see, the camera bump does come in the way, and as a result, it is a bit crooked. It does lift up slightly from the right side of the phone. So definitely not a perfect fit. Also, does this controller work with the iPhone 15 Pro? Well, as you can see, no it doesn't. The Gamesir X2 USB-C version does nothing on the iPhone 15 Pro. I tested a few games out, including game streaming. The iPhone just doesn't recognize this controller. So at number 4, we have the X2 Pro. And it's priced around £67. It also has a flexible USB-C port. You have Hall effect triggers. You've got mappable buttons on the back. This also comes with its own zip-up hard carry case, which is a nice touch. It's an amazing controller for Android phones, no doubt about that one. It's also got an official Xbox licensing as well. But does it work with iPhone? Well, I'm about to tell you. So let's connect it up first of all, just to show you how it fits. So you can see it fits perfect. There's no issues there. There's no issues with the camera bump. It fits absolutely perfect. But does it work? Well, you can see the white light just constantly flashes and it doesn't recognize the controller. So Gamesir X2 Pro is not compatible with the iPhone 15 Pro series. Let's see what's next. All right, so next up. Gamesir X3 Type-C version. So we've got the Android Type-C version of the Gamesir X3. It's got a cooling fan on the back. It's of course extendable, and you've got a flexible Type-C port. A really nice controller that includes pass-through charging, and you've got a separate power for the cooling system. This one also comes with its own carry case. Okay, so let's connect it up and show you how it fits. So it fits perfectly. Even the blue light is steady, as you guys can see, but nothing happening. Gamesir X3 is not working with the iPhone 15 Pro series. Now in Gamesir controllers, there is another mode that you can play with. You keep the home and the G button pressed and the blue light will turn green. So I'll do that right now in front of you. You can see the blue light is now green. So it's a second mode that we've connected to. It's usually used for mapping touchscreen games. You can see no movement, nothing works. So unfortunately, the Gamesir X3 controller is also not compatible with the iPhone 15 Pro series. They are Android controllers, and in the Android world with Android phones, they work really well. So they're not rubbish controllers, they're actually very good in their own right. They just don't work with the iPhone 15 Pro. And the point of this video is to of course show you what works and what doesn't work. So in case you own one of these and you're thinking of getting an iPhone 15 Pro, at least you know it's not going to work. All right, so let's see what's at number 2, and I'm quite excited for this one. The Razer Kishi version 2. So this is one of the controllers that I really wanted to get my hands on for a while now. You have analog triggers, but they feel really good. You've got extra mappable buttons on top, one on each side, these squarish buttons. We've got a Type-C connector, which is static, so it's not flexible, it doesn't move. I wish it was a flexible connector, as I'm kind of used to that with the Gamesirs. This does support pass-through charging, which is another plus point. First of all, let me show you the fitting. So you can see it sits really nicely. It's secure. The controller feels really nice in the hands. Triggers feel good too. But the important question is, does it work? Well, so you can see it working absolutely fine. Just going to stop it right there. So this is the USB-C version of the Razer Kishi version 2. It's the Android version, but you can see it's working fine on iPhone 15 Pro. So yeah, you've got nearly full functionality. So every game that supports a controller works on this. Now I'm also pleased to say Call of Duty also works with this controller without any trickery. So just plug and play. I just wanted to show you this working. Look at that, guys. Proper smooth playback. Look how good this looks and feels. You've got nearly full functionality. All the controller supported games work with the Kishi version 2, no problems. And that includes Call of Duty Mobile. But if you wanted to play PUBG with this controller on an iPhone 15 Pro, you won't be able to do it because you can't map the controls. So the Nexus software works, but some of the controller mapping functions don't work. I think a firmware update might bring alive those features, but as it stands, you can't map anything. But everything else works great. You can stream, remote play, game streaming from your PC. All of that good stuff works with this controller. So an impressive controller, fits well with the iPhone 15 Pro, and there are some extra adapters included in the box for other phones. In case it doesn't fit, you can swap around the adapters. The benefit of the Razer Kishi version 2, it works great on both iPhone 15 Pro and the Android phones. Now, one controller fits all. It does expand quite wide, but why is it not at number one? Well, I feel Razer has not nailed the ergonomics for this controller. The grips feel a little bit on the smaller side, and I don't have relatively large hands. I would say medium-sized hands. And the way the controller feels, it's a little bit less comfortable than what I'm going to show you next. So let's jump straight to the next one. So the number one controller for iPhone 15 Pro, guys, here it is. The Backbone for Android. So the Backbone for Android works with the iPhone 15 Pro, guys. So I just press the Backbone button, it's opened up the software, and everything in the software works. So all the chat functions, the recording functions, everything you have in here works. Now, unfortunately, the Backbone doesn't support controller mapping. So touchscreen games cannot be played with this controller, but everything else can. So game streaming works, all the controller supported games work, and most importantly, COD Mobile works. This controller feels really nice in the hands. It feels much more comfortable, especially for long gaming sessions. The triggers are analog and the USB-C port is fixed, so it's not flexible like the Gamesir. Now, I personally prefer how the Backbone feels when compared to the Kishi 2. And the benefits of the Kishi is you can map the controllers for Android, but the Backbone doesn't have any sort of mapping feature. But as you guys can see, it's great for games like COD Mobile. Really nice feeling triggers. Triggers feel great. And I've played this for hours and hours with my Android phones. But as a bonus, this same controller is now going to work on my iPhone 15 Pro, that is. So yeah, really chuffed that this works. It's amazing, amazing controller. So these are the best two controllers you can buy for the iPhone 15 Pro, the Razer Kishi version 2 and the Backbone. Both of these have a USB-C connection. They were designed originally for Android and they work perfectly fine with the iPhone. The Razer has a few more extra features, especially when you're using an Android phone, so you can map controls for games that are touchscreen games. Although the grip itself feels a little bit less comfortable than the Backbone. The Backbone grip is slightly bigger and it feels more full in the hands. It gives you a more console-like experience. The phone fits nicely in both, and they both do support adapters in case you use a different sized phone. They both extend pretty wide, so you can use a phone as big as the S23 Ultra in either. And they both have comfortable triggers and comfortable buttons. Both have their own software, Backbone software versus Nexus software. So yeah, the biggest difference is when you're using Android on the Razer, you get more options. But with the iPhone 15 Pro, they both perform equally as good. They both support COD Mobile. I rated the Backbone better and I gave it a #1 score because I preferred how it felt in the hands. So that is the main difference. Otherwise, both fantastic controllers. Now, funny enough, we are not finished, guys. So let me just place these in their positions. Remove the boxes. I have one wildcard bonus to share with you. Now, I couldn't finish this video without mentioning this controller. If I had to compare this controller with the others, I would say this one is the best, but it's not a USB-C controller. So this is the MoGo XP7X. It's a Bluetooth telescopic controller. It's a telescopic controller. It functions via Bluetooth. It's priced £99, and this one launched last year. So no USB-C connector, works predominantly via Bluetooth. It feels more like a full Xbox controller in your hands. I absolutely love the ergonomics and how this feels. As a bonus, you have a wireless charging pad, so it can actually charge your iPhone whilst you're gaming. So let me show you how this fits. So you can see it fits perfect. You flick the switch on the top if you want to wirelessly charge the phone, and you can see it's immediately charging. So here is GTA San Andreas. You can see playing nicely. Nothing to configure, simply plug and play. You can pretty much play all your favorite controller supported games, and that does definitely include Call of Duty. You do have pass-through charging on the top. Wireless charger can be turned off anytime you like. You've got battery indicator on the front as well. Console gaming experience on your mobile. That's what you get with this. So game streaming with PS Remote Play and Steam Link all work perfectly fine. You've got mappable buttons on the back as well. This has to be the best of the best, but it's not USB-C. It's Bluetooth, so it works with Android or iOS. Pretty much dual compatibility. The controls are not mappable, so you can't play the touchscreen games. You can only play the controller supported games, but I really like the ergonomics of this one. Full console quality controls. All three of these controllers are priced £99. I believe they're all the same price depending on where you buy it from. My favorite USB-C controller is the Backbone, and if it were Bluetooth, then this is the winner, MoGo XP7X. So that's all for this video. I hope you found it useful. I hope it answers some of your questions, but if you have more, feel free to ask in the comments, and I will try my best to get back to you guys as soon as I can. Thanks again for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Peace.